trust God to meet your needs. Here is one important principle that you need to understand, is that God is the provider for the families. I know we have said in the past that man is a provider, woman is a provider. No, God is the provider. Man is a channel through which God provides, and a woman is a channel through which God provides. God is ultimately the provider. So he can provide through the woman or through the man. Those are channels that he uses to provide. And when none of them is working, God can still find a way to provide to the family. So we must trust God to be the provider. Now, many of the challenges that we have when it deals to managing finances is a failure to understand this principle. Is the view that says it is my money and I earned it and it's your money and I must beg for it, because we're failing to understand that God is the provider. And this leads to financial abuse. Like back in the days, some of you will remember in the days when the trousers used to have a little pocket here where money used to be stored. The man used to store the money, and every time the woman comes to ask for money, because she never had the rights over that money, she had to come and ask for it, and the man will turn back because he wanted to make sure she doesn't see what remains. Turn back and he give her whatever remains. That whole thing was abusive. That little pocket was abusive. That's why the women decided to march and went to Beijing to make sure that trousers must no longer have that pocket, because that little pocket was an abuse by its very nature. Now, we need to understand something, and which is very critical to understand, is that if you, in a marriage, you decide to say, you don't understand that you're just a channel, you say, this is my money, and you as a woman, you must beg for it, you must ask for it, or as a woman, she says, this is my money, you must ask for it. You must understand something, that marriage life is long, and God has a sense of humor, because God can close the channel of me as a man and close it, and then open the channel of a woman. So if when my channel was working, and I made her to beg, I need 50 kwacha, I need 20 kwacha to buy sanitary pads, to do this. What do you want to do? I want to do this. And then when God closes my channel and then opens the wife's channel, then I must be the one who is begging, asking from her for money, and so on and so on. The same applies to women who says it's my money, the man must beg for it. God can close that woman's channel and open the husband's channel, and the things are in trouble. But if when the man was the only one who is working, and when God was using his channel, and then when the wife comes up to look for money and says, this is our money, this is how God has blessed us, let's work on it together. So even when God has closed that channel and the woman's channel is the one that is open, the same tradition is that whoever has good money, we sit down and work on it together. Now, a story is told about a man who was a bit abusive financially. The wife had to come and beg and had to ask and beg. And God did something. He didn't really close the man's channel. In fact, he left the channel on, but opened the wife's channel recklessly, like the showers of blessing. They just came pouring out. She was now earning 10 times what the man earns. And now when a man realized that, he starts saying to my wife, he says, please, my wife, my wife, I was thinking, my wife, that we need to sit down as a family, and do budgeting and put down together. And the wife was a good wife. She was a good Christian wife. She was a good Adventist wife, good wife. She was not vindictive. She was not paying revenge, to the man. She just said to him, man, Father, our head of the family, I understand your request. So the only thing I'm going to ask is that take your envelope with your salary, put it on top of the fridge. Children will use that for pocket money, sure, and come and sit on the table to discuss real money.
Sure.
She was a good Christian woman. She was not vindictive. She just said, let your little change be used for children, for pocket money. But come, let's discuss real money. And that's what happens when we don't understand that God is the provider and we are just channel through which God blesses the family. Number